Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. It's time for Secondary Shorts, our weekly check on what we're watching and what's trending in pop culture. It's September 4th, 2020. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey, guys, it's Prague.
This is Josh.
Can't believe it's already September. This is DeLorean Wolfgang.
Yeah, wake me up when it ends, right? Or something.
Wake me up when September ends. Is that what it is?
That's the one.
It's that's the one.
Yeah, September might be the worst month of the year, so this should be fun.
I don't know.
I'll see.
Oh, don't say that.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate September for 30 years, so I don't think this one's going to be different.
Oh, wow.
Right
There must be some
We
backstory.
gotta talk about this now.
Yeah, seriously, man. Do you want to talk about this?
I'm good.
I mean, come on, it's always back to school. And
that
who
won't be
likes
our
school?
shorts
Nobody.
episode.
That might be a whole different thing.
Well, hey, everybody reach out to Trevor and send him your love.
Frog's the one.
If you were here in the pre-show, you would have heard my rant about my life.
Were you not gonna say
But
it?
no, I'm good. I'll be positive here. Short shorts. I'm just glad we're doing this because it's not work related, so it's great, and it's not heat related too. It's not hot yet. So.
Yeah, this is nice. It's nice to see smiling faces rather than being in my house, stuck in my house, listening to a baby cry. Very often. Oh, she's now like hitting a growth spurt, so she's like crying every hour.
Everything hurts,
like,
right?
Hey, Alex,
Welcome to life, baby. Everything hurts all the time.
The cool thing about all this is that your daughter's gonna be able to listen to our podcast when she gets old enough to listen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she gets to hear
a
you.
lot.
She'll
Dad hated me?
She'll get to catch up on what Dad was doing. We're
cried all the
talking
time?
as if I'm gonna die in the next like 10 years.
Aw. Like your memory tape.
Oh my god,
So dark.
but it
So
is nice to
dark.
actually talk to you guys because I mean we've been pretty much on quarantine hardcore for the last
I
like 2
bet.
months, so it's nice that once a week we get to, or twice a week we get to come in here and chat. So thank you guys for pulling me away from my home and my family. Thank you.
Wow. Pulling you away from your family.
I'm kidding. God, I love
Sure.
I love that kid more than life itself.
Well, nice. Well, have you caught up on anything then? Now that she's crying, I guess you probably aren't having a good time catching up on
Oh,
stuff?
so okay. Josh, I'm so glad that you're here this week because
Okay.
I've been watching My Hero Academia.
I'm proud of you, man.
Every week I started it last week or 2 weeks ago.
Go.
And dude, I'm almost done with it.
Okay.
But it's tough. It's still tough. But like I'm loving these dark episodes, but
There you go.
oh man, whenever they scream so much. They don't talk at all in the show. They scream everything. So as I'm letting my baby sleep next to me, I'm trying to watch the show, but I'm watching it at the lowest volume because they're in a good mood and oh my, we're gonna have chili tonight. Ah! Like, no, stop screaming. No.
Well, that's what keeps you going with that show is they have their moments where it's kind of dead but they keep yelling and keep you going.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, so
Is that
that's
what
what's
it
keeping me
is?
around.
No,
I was
but
wondering
that's
what was
just-
keeping me around on this show.
That's just the how you could say that's just the character Deku and Bakugo. They're exactly
Oh,
like that.
okay, so how does nobody see him as a villain?
Bakugo?
Yes, every episode I'm sitting there going, this kid's a villain. He's a villain.
They always talk about like if anybody's gonna become a villain, they think it's gonna be him. They're like he's just waiting to explode.
him or the Fire and Ice guy. They're both like they're on the verge. I mean, the Fire and Ice guy less so, but
Are we talking about Jon
he's-
Snow? What are we talking about here?
you guys might need to give this show a try. It's actually pretty entertaining. It has like I said, I've said this in previous episodes, but it has its role. It's a roller coaster. It's got really, really good episodes.
I hate roller coasters.
But
Bad analogy.
Really? Oh,
We know this. We
bummer,
talked
man.
about this.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
anyway.
here. It's an emotional roller coaster. Do you like
Okay.
that better?
Oh,
It's still a roller coaster.
Still a roller coaster. Yes.
I know we could talk about it a little bit more, but I figure this is what you're watching. What season are you on though?
3. I'm at like the end of 3.
Okay, so you still have season
or
4 to watch. 4 is the last season.
Oh, okay. Then I'm at the end of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny because I did see on Twitter they had like Feral Deku trending like yesterday.
Weird. I haven't watched season 4 yet, Alex. Just to let you know.
Oh, really? Okay, so we're roughly around the same.
Yeah, I stopped there because I mean, there's nowhere to watch it unless you want to pay for it. So I don't.
No, for that? You have to pay for it on Hulu?
For season 4, it's not on Hulu. I mean, it might not. I might be wrong.
I might have to look that up again then because it shows on Hulu that it's season 4 is on Hulu.
Because it had 4, but it's not all the episodes, and it had like.
What?
Yeah, I only found out that way because like, wait a minute, how does Deku already like this? They didn't even talk about it.
No, he's like,
no, it's not spoilers. It's just fan art at this point.
It's pretty wild, man. It's definitely a wild ride. It's fun, but I know that I talk about it every week, but anyways, I've got other shows that are less. Oh, they're just lesser shows that I've been watching. Anyways, let's. What are you guys watching?
I'll go because last week I talked about Fortnite, the whole Marvel event, and I straight up just turned it off, and I don't think I'm playing Fortnite again for a long time. And I don't think I'm going to be playing multiplayer games for a long time. I just need a break from multiplayer games because I think that's where my rage comes out. And like I just get angry all the time for no reason at people and just like, stop. I just want to have fun playing a game. So I went out and rebought Breath of the Wild, so I'm going to play that again.
Oh wow!
I already played it for like 4 hours yesterday, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this game again because it was perfect the first time. It's great the second time, and I the first time I played through Breath of the Wild, I played through it just to kind of get through it to like beat all the dungeons and figure out what's going on. And I think this time I'm actually going to explore places more because I didn't really explore. I mean, that map is one of the biggest maps in all of video games, and I didn't really explore much of it. And I started doing that yesterday or the day before, and it was amazing how much I missed the first time I played. So the first time you play the game, you don't really know what you're doing either. You kind of learn as you go. And now that I knew what I was doing, I was finding stuff early on. So it's
funny you mentioned Nintendo and going back to old games because today they announced that they're re-releasing Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy as a $60 re-release.
Wow!
Hey, I was so excited to hear that until I heard the price. I'm like, what?
But you know what? I think it's a good price for 3 games. I mean,
I don't know. I think you could.
You could
have got Super Mario 64 for $10 on like the Wii U shop. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they remastered it.
Or on eBay.
Yeah.
What you understand? They didn't remaster. They just update the resolution of it. That's all they said. They really didn't necessarily say they remastered it.
Not much.
So just get an emulator on your Switch and just
exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
But hey, you want to celebrate the 35th anniversary?
Oh yeah, for sure. Super Mario 64 is the best game ever made.
Yeah,
I can play that anytime.
Yeah,
it's funny that you guys are talking
about
it
on multiple platforms already. So it's like
re-releasing old games. Tony Hawk Pro Skater comes out, I believe, tomorrow. The day of this recording. Or
Friday.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. And they're saying that it's one of the best remasters that have ever come out. And that just made me even more
just from the images.
The images alone.
It's a true remaster. They actually went back in and redid everything. And
I'm a little disappointed because I pre-ordered my copy and it hasn't shipped yet. So I guess I'm not going to get it Friday.
I don't pre-order anymore. I just download the day before.
Dude, don't get me started on pre-orders.
But I got the skateboard, the collector's edition with the skateboard, so that's the reason.
What?
That's cool. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, speaking of skateboards, you know what? If you're watching on YouTube, I got this free skateboard that I won. It's an electric skateboard from what is this? Miles board.
Wait, it's really electric?
Miles.
Yeah, it's fully electric.
Holy cow! Those things are not cheap.
Yeah, I won it on a giveaway on Instagram, and now I'm like stoked. I haven't had the chance to actually write it, but
nice.
There you go.
Shout out to Miles board.
Miles board, definitely. Yeah, I don't think they have a Twitter, so we can't quite tag them.
We can mention them. That's okay.
It's funny. I mean, we've started talking about releases and trending. I mean, The Boys, we've been planning September 4th release date, and they actually launched the first 3 episodes the night before. So they're available while we're recording, and then it's going to be weekly thereafter.
So that's the hard part about that is I feel like I'm going to have to put My Hero Academia to the side because I'm gonna want to watch The Boys every
only
morning.
3 episodes.
That's true. Yeah.
So are they releasing them week by week? I can't
After
remember
the
what-
first 3, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have a date
that's
for
a
Mandalorian
whole-
season 2.
Yeah,
That's
I know,
October
it's-
30th.
October.
That's
Yeah.
gonna
And they're
good,
going to
though.
do the same 3 episodes
Same
and then
thing.
weekly.
It's gonna be good though, because then you have stuff to look forward to.
Yeah.
Especially during this
Then-
time right now.
Then we have stuff to talk to on
That
a week
too.
talk
Yeah.
about on a weekly basis.
What'd you
Well,
think
I
episode
rewatched
5?
this.
Hey guys,
Played
episode
this
5 of The
remastered
Mandalorian.
Of course.
But yeah, but talking about rewatching stuff, for me, I have never seen any of the John Wick films, to be honest.
I am so
Nice.
glad that you said that.
So
I just recorded John Wick 2, so I'm gonna watch that this week.
I had purchased 1 and 2 a while back at Target. They had them for like $5 each with the digital copy. So I had bought them maybe sometime last year, and I just sat on it. And I was like, okay. So this past week, I was like, you know what, I'll watch it. And so I watched 1 and 2, and then I said, oh man, I need to find number 3. But then I forgot to have was it HBO Max, and it's on there. So then I watched it on HBO Max, and I have to say, I can't believe I waited so long to watch it. It's such a good series right now, and I look forward to 4 and 5 that they just announced recently that they're getting ready to write it.
Yeah,
So I
they're
look
going to be like
forward to-
back-to-back
Yeah,
like
that's
So I
right.
look forward
Films.
to,
Filming
I look forward to
back-to-back.
that. So I'm like,
That's
okay,
awesome.
I'm good. I'm glad they finally announced it, so I have something to look forward to after watching 3. So
Very nice.
it was good.
Are all
I
of them
still
on
haven't
HBO
seen
Max?
2 and 3.
Just 3. 1 and
Okay,
2
that's
aren't on
weird.
there. Yeah, it's kind of
2 is
Yeah.
outstanding. I think 2 is my favorite.
That's the one that I'm gonna watch because I saw the first one and it blew my mind, and I was like, I'm gonna love this series, and I just had never gotten around because it's nothing that my wife really wants to watch, so I've got to like plan a certain time when she's like either sleeping or whatever, so I can actually jump in there and watch those. So I'm finally gonna do it now that I've got the time.
The
To watch
cool
the-
part is that the
yeah.
movies are continuous. So when one ends, 2 picks up like 5 minutes later or something.
Yeah.
It's the same time.
Holy cow.
So
Yeah.
there's no way he can stand up right after all that he goes through, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. He's getting hit by a taxi, and then
Oh.
okay, I'm gonna take on these 3 other guys.
So
The
these
magic of
past-
Hollywood.
So these 3 movies are just pretty much in a 3-day span.
Yeah.
Kind of like the movie
Holy
24. They're all each 24
Yeah,
hours.
he's just getting like adrenaline shots or
Right.
something in between.
No sleep.
It's like that scene in Spaceballs where they do these crazy stunts, and then the stormtroopers grab them, and then they're like, "You didn't grab them, you grabbed their stunt doubles."
Yep.
Sorry, I just
What it
watched Spaceballs again.
It's
Yeah,
exactly like that. Yes.
yeah, I watched. I've been watching a lot of old stuff.
That's all right. You know, there's not much new going on right now.
Well,
then
I
there's
like to be trendy and current, so I
Uh-oh.
finally got around to watching Glow season 3 because I don't know when that
Nice.
came out, but I
Not
do
that
love
long ago.
Glow.
You're good.
And
What's wrong with that?
season 3 might be the best season yet, just if you like
Oh,
character
nice.
development, because it's one of the very few shows where it actually develops every single side character, because it's a big cast. There's
They
like
do,
15 people, and they're like, we're not just going to focus on Ruth the entire time. We're going to dive into all the different lady wrestlers and all of the different relationships between them, and then they throw Las Vegas into the equation in the 1980s, and that's always fun to explore.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Yeah,
pretty
some
cool.
fun sets that season for sure.
I
But,
might
need to
need to
check it out.
revisit
Vegas
that.
change.
Yeah,
haven't
because the
watched
first
it.
season I tried, and I was like, nah, it's not
Glow's a
quite
lot
there.
of talking.
It
It's
is.
it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the
Not
premise
action.
of like I think it was more on the lines of you're like the main character she's kind of a turd of a person in the first like few episodes.
Yeah, she
And you-
grows as a person. That's the whole
Okay,
point
and
of
maybe
the,
that's-
Everybody grows. That's
Right.
what's
Yeah.
so impressive.
Yeah, that's what I need to like get past those first few episodes to get to that point where I then like these people.
Right.
Yeah.
And you might not like all of them either for a
Yeah.
while. So that's okay too. Oh, girl.
They
But
get
no,
you a
I'm
lot
glad
of
you've
different
watched it.
characters.
There you go.
Well, I because I'm stuck at home watching my baby and not going to work, I've been watching a lot of I'm going to call it trash TV. I watched
Okay.
$1 Billion Beach House, the entire season on Netflix.
I'll put that in the trash TV pile.
That is definitely trash TV. I'm sitting
I don't
there
know what
watching this.
is.
It's a bunch of realtors in the Hamptons who are trying to sell multi-million-dollar homes. The homes are gorgeous, and I think that's what it was that kind of drew me to it, was just looking, because I shoot real estate videos, so whenever I watch this, I can get ideas for my own work. But I'm watching it, and there's so much, just it almost feels fake drama that the producers are throwing in there, and it's
that's how you make trash TV.
Well,
there's no such thing as reality TV unless you're watching a CCTV.
Well, of course, yeah. So that's the problem with it, is I'm watching these, and they're at an open house with multi-million-dollar brokers all there seeing this house, and they're off in the corner screaming at each other, and I'm sitting there thinking, this would never happen. You don't fight in front of your clients. This is so I watched all of season 1 because I got hooked. I got hooked into it, and I don't know why. And
those are like the kind of shows I get hooked on, like when I was younger, or like if I were house sitting or something, and I just would have it on all day and just be like, all right, I guess I'm watching another one of these stupid episodes.
Well, I mean, I'm impressed that you continue to watch it, because that's what I'm starting to do. If I watch something, I'm just gonna suffer through it or enjoy it. You know, I mean?
Right? Yeah, exactly. I can't just turn it off. I have to know the rest of the story. What did the producers come up with?
Do you
No, you're right.
We and Prague have very different opinions of shows than Josh and Alex.
That brings me to my point this week, because I tried this week several new shows. I mean, I guess one was last week with The Witcher, but I continued. I kept trying like new shows. And for whatever reason, I think I tried Lovecraft Country on HBO.
Oh, I'm intrigued by that, yeah.
I was really intrigued too, but I couldn't do it. And then what was the other one? There was Cobra Kai, which everyone raves about.
Oh my god!
And I just couldn't do it. And it's not because it's bad. No. I'll tell you what. I tell you what might be happening to me. I think I'm having like one or two things. Either dark-itis, like Dark was so good that I can't watch anything else for a little bit. I just had to tune it out, or my brain can't focus on another story for a while because it was so crazy. But I can't get through a single episode of these new shows. I just can't get through them for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a quality issue. So I decided to watch a movie I have not watched yet, which was The Social Network. I don't know why I never got around to seeing it. It got rave reviews.
Yeah.
I think I just wasn't interested at the time because I didn't really care about Mark Zuckerberg or that stuff. But
I still don't. But I do want to respect Aaron Sorkin's script.
That's what it was. I'm like, well, it is Aaron Sorkin. You have David Fincher. It's kind of like a match, made in heaven. I'm like, sure, I'll watch it. And then, yeah, it was great. It's nothing I probably would rewatch, but yeah, Sorkin's script. I mean, all of his stuff is like, verbal jazz. It just goes. I mean, everything is going all the time, and
verbal jazz. Oh my god, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's what Sorkin writes pretty much. He's great. And then you have Fincher's editing style and mood and everything, and it works really well. And Trent Reznor's score is really moody and trippy and techy, and it's really interesting because like most of it takes place in college, in his college in the East Coast, and then just later on in Palo Alto, and it kind of intercuts between different time periods too, which was kind of fun. But yeah, I was really impressed, and I'm glad that I got to see it because I needed something. I kept like giving up on things I was watching, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna sit down and watch this whole movie, and I'm glad I did. Because Fincher has a way of like doing the slow burn with his movies too, where it kind of starts off kind of slow and gets better as it goes. So I think it's worth checking out if you haven't seen it. I don't know if it's anything like life-changing or different.
Well, it's nothing to call home about. That's for sure.
It's a great script, great directing. Yeah, good acting. That's it. I mean, as I said, I still don't care about Zuckerberg even now after the movie. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad I watched it.
No, it is a fun movie. It's a fun kind of look behind the scenes at what all happened with Facebook.
I like that kind of stuff. I just like seeing like how these I don't know what you want to call them, entrepreneurs come up with their big ideas. Like that to me is always fascinating, even if it is like through dubious means, like in this film. Where you're kind of like, oh, did he really steal the idea? Did he not? Like what's going on here? And the backstabbing and what happens, and I
for sure
that stuff.
Well,
there you go.
You mentioned Cobra Kai, and I find Cobra Kai to be so fun.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. I find it to be so fun. I am a person who actually surprisingly does not like Karate Kid. I didn't like the
neither.
Karate Kid movies. I thought they were dumb. I was never all that intrigued.
I wouldn't say I hate them, but I didn't care.
No, and I'm not saying that I hated them either. But I went back and I watched the first season a couple years ago, and I rewatched it just this week, and I got sucked right back in. And I watched the second season for the first time, and I just really enjoyed what I was seeing. There's going to be some episodes that are like, nah, but when you watch them back to back, you know, it's actually one of those shows that I was surprised that my wife liked. Like my wife likes shows like Below Deck and you know, like trash TV, but she really enjoyed Cobra Kai, and it was something that I was really like, I don't know, it just felt good to watch a show that I wanted to watch with my wife, and she actually liked watching it. Nice. So, yeah. I
have a feeling I might watch it at some point. I just don't think I don't know, maybe I wasn't ready for it yet. Yeah, I wasn't in the mood for it. I wasn't bad right now. I was just like, I don't know if I want to. It's kind of I feel like the Karate Kid all over again. I was like, all right. You know,
I just like the different take. You're now looking at
it is a different perspective. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, that was kind of unique. So I probably will watch it for that reason at some point.
Yeah, cool.
There you go. Yeah. But The Boys, I'm excited. At least that's something that I know I probably will really like.
Yes,
there's that coming for us.
We'll definitely be talking about it next week. I know
we're already at 21 minutes, so I'll save my other stuff.
Yeah, I have some other stuff too, so I'm cool with saving it too. Should I jump into the podcast of the week?
Anything else from anybody?
Josh?
Saving it. I'll save.
Okay, cool. And I'm going to jump back in. 3, 2, 1. Cool. And this week for our podcast of the week, I can't believe that I'm saying this for the first time, but movie retakes. Our buddy Sully, who has been with us he's helped us along the way. He's the one who helped us get started in podcasting. He's got a podcast with his brother called Movie Retakes, where they go back and they redo, where they actually write their own scripts, or not scripts, but the synopsis for movies that are coming out. Like, for instance, they did a whole Bill and Ted episode where they went back and they talked about Bill and Ted, the first 2 movies, and what they thought would have been cool for the third movie. And then they get into what the third movie's all about. But yeah, check out Movie Retakes. I know a lot of us already listen to them, so if you don't, give them a whirl.
Awesome. And be sure to follow the whole Nerd Unite network, including Geek Together, The Four Dorksmen, Nerdy Curious, Nerd Portraits, The Average Nerd Podcast. I hope that's everybody. And be sure to follow at Secondary Heroes on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Anchor, Spotify, iTunes.
Anywhere.
Possible place you could think of Secondary Heroes.
That's right. And on Anchor, leave us a message. If you guys leave us a message, we can incorporate your voice and your opinions in our show, and then we can critique your opinions and say, nah, you're wrong, dude.
Ooh, that might discourage people.
I don't know about that last part.
Nah, come on. It'll be fun.
Okay, so that's everything for Secondary Shorts. To everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed. We'll talk to you next time.
I'll go.
See ya.
DeLorean Wolfgang, roll out.